Good morning, South Florida. Hello, world. This is Robert Henderson Jr., certified financial planner, certified tax coach, live in the beautiful studios of the Henderson Financial Group. Yes, our own studio. We're so happy to have it upstairs in our office located here in Miami, Florida. And joining me here live is my fantastic, colorful business partner and my sister-in-law, my wife's little sister, Lynda V. Harris, who is the vice president of the Henderson Financial Group and also a financial planner and a developer. How you doing, sister-in-law?
I am doing wonderful.
Good.
I'm doing wonderful. You're right. This is a studio.
Yes.
We're here.
Yes. Lights, cameras, and action.
14 years, 13 years. How long we've been doing the radio? And
14 years on the radio.
yeah, things evolve.
Yes.
Things change.
Yes. Social media.
Social media.
Reaching more
when we
people.
started, this wasn't.
Yes.
This is a studio, ladies and gentlemen. Good morning, everyone. We have a great show today.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, we aim to inform, and I think what you used to say is go wake up your brother, your sister, call.
Wake up everybody.
Wake up everybody.
Right. Hey, say Robert and Lynda is talking about understanding money on the Henderson Financial Show, Understanding Money Today. As a matter of fact, if you missed this show, you can always go back because it's on Facebook. Just go to our Facebook page, The Henderson Financial Group Facebook. You can always just go to our website also and find us at www.thehendersonfinancialgroup.com. We've been in business for over 30 years.
Yep.
I'm a certified financial planner and a certified tax coach. And as a matter of fact, today I want to talk about taxes because, man, believe it or not, taxes are eating us up. Now, let me tell you, I don't want you to just think taxes they taxes one way, and that's just income taxes. We pay tax on everything. And I really want you to think about that when you buy things. Not only do you pay tax if you have a 9-to-5 job and they take the taxes out, but after you have a net and you take that home and put it in the bank, and you make any interest, you pay taxes on that. Then you take money out of there and go to the restaurant or you go shopping. There's more taxes on that. And then if you have to pay gas or whatever you have to do, there's always tax. But there is a way how to get around that tax, how to help reduce that tax, and that's having a small home-based business. And that's what I want to talk about, taxes, how to mitigate them, and also I want you to all think, because everybody can have a home-based business. You don't have to go out there and create an LLC and pay a lot of money, but you need to be proactive and always have an alternative way of making money. Always get yourself another plan. What do you think, sister-in-law?
I think it's a great idea. I think that when I think of home-based business, and this is, things have changed.
Yes, every day.
Everybody getting their hustle on. We're in a gig economy. Everybody gigging.
Yes.
From Uber to Uber Eats to DoorDash and all that stuff.
You should be doing something.
Yeah. I think of home-based business network marketing. I think of Amway Smamway. I think of Malaluka Lalaluka.
Yeah.
I think of, and then sometimes, it's not for everybody, a home-based business.
That's
because
true.
it takes work. You can't buy all those products and sit them in your mom's garage, sell it to only your family.
Well, I know it's not for everyone, Lynda, but what I'm trying to say is that if you're in a position,
okay,
and more than likely you're paying more than what you have to pay in terms of taxes, the only way to mitigate that, because they've taken away where you can claim all your children, your cousin's children, your aunt's children, all that. They've taken that away.
Days used to pay somebody to claim a child.
Yeah, they that's out. You can't
Not
do that.
that I
anymore.
know about that.
You can't do that anymore. What they say, a hit dog make noise or something like that.
That's what I heard.
Yes, but you should have something. If you want to reduce and you want to take more, you want to take home more of your money, then let me tell you something. The U.S. tax code, believe it or not, we've always felt like taxes was our enemy. But let me tell you something. The U.S. tax code, which is a 73,000-page book with no pictures in it, with all the strategy, 99%. I'm going to repeat. The U.S. tax code in this book of the code, 99% of the whole tax codes tells you, yes, you, how to pay less taxes. Can you believe that?
I do believe
it's a playbook.
I guess it depends on, just think about what type of home-based business. Just think about your personality. If you not one that don't understand no means not right now, don't go into something you got to sell. Maybe a service. Think about what I think that's a better way to put it. Just make sure it matches your personality.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, but I want to stay on this. I want you to let's talk about this tax code, because
Okay.
a lot of people don't understand it.
Okay.
They think, because most people, they go to Ms. Rudolph and get their taxes done, or they do it themselves. I don't know how you can do your taxes yourself with all the
TurboTax,
strategies.
Go online. No.
Yeah, but
Sometimes
that's,
I know.
But listen, you could probably do it yourself as a simple 1040 easy.
Gotcha.
If
Gotcha.
it's just simple, if you work 9 to 5, you make this amount of money, you got to pay that. But even there, I promise you that you're missing some tax strategies that's inside of that tax code. I promise you're missing it, because if you're just doing what you're told, money comes in, you say, okay, I made this amount of money, okay, pay out, this is what I owe. I promise you're losing. You're paying more than your fair share.
And nobody wants to give away money.
But most people don't know, because we've been told this is what you're supposed to do. The only problem I've ever had with the law has been with taxes. That's the only problem. Psychologically, Lynda, now if I'm
Black
looking,
man in America.
Yes.
That's the only problem you ever had. The only time you had to just say, oh my goodness, I got to handle this.
I have to pay these
I have
taxes.
to pay these taxes.
The reason why is because being an entrepreneur, now if you're working 9 to 5 and you're on payroll, they automatically take out your W-2, they automatically take out your taxes, and it's fine. But then if you also have a side hustle, where you go out and put 2 pieces of bread together and put some cheese on it, and you sell it to you sell that sandwich to someone, Uncle Sam say, hey, I didn't help you, I didn't give you no piece those bread and that cheese, but I want my share. I've always had some kind of problem, psychological problem,
Gotcha.
until I had until the tax man hit me and I got audited, and I had what you call a eureka moment. You ever heard of it? A eureka moment? Matter of fact, that's the word today.
That's the word of the day.
What is a eureka moment? Kind of remind me of the vacuum cleaner, but eureka, we spelling it E as in Easter, U as in uncle, R as in Robert, E as in Easter, K as in king, and A as in alpha. It's eureka moment. That's when all of a sudden you get an epiphany. In other words, you realize the light bulb effect comes on, and you feel like, oh, I get it now.
As Oprah would say, the aha moment.
Yes, that's called a eureka moment. And a lot of us, especially nowadays, what's going on in the economy and this pandemic, a lot of us should be having a eureka moment.
Yes.
All of a sudden we say, okay, I get it now.
Yeah.
I ain't playing. This is what I got to do. And this is how they playing. This is the game of life.
Yeah.
But I had that. Now, so after getting that eureka moment, and after the IRS saying you owe $1.5 million in taxes, and after I'm looking at the CPA who I had for 12 years,
Right.
and I'm saying, well, how did this happen? And she's like, I don't know. I don't do strategies. You made this amount of money, Rob. This is what you owe. I'm like, really? Until I find out that the people that make the tax rules, if they making the rules, they must have a cure for the problem. In other words, according to the universal law, for every problem, there's a way to solve it.
Okay.
Every issue has a way to solve it. There is no problem that cannot be solved. You believe that?
Of course I do.
And most of us, we just don't know. And most of us just give up. But like the good book always say, and I refer to it, you got to ask. You got to seek, and you got to knock. If it's really that important to you, you got to say, okay, let me find out how this thing works.
Right.
Because I plan on making more money every year, and I don't want to be giving my money away. And that's when I really, really said, let me pay attention to this tax. Before I used to say, I just want to make the money and I'll leave it up to the accountants. No. You can't leave it up to a 9 to 5, just a CPA accountant. They're good at what they do.
Right.
But they have so many clients, they don't have time for you personally, unless you're a billionaire or make $100 million and you can afford to pay one of them $100,000 and $200,000 a year so they can mitigate your taxes. Other than that, they're clocking dollars because they're doing so many returns.
It's a numbers game.
Yeah. So if you have an accountant, let me tell you something. If you're paying more than you should pay, and most of you all are, you really need to find out about tax strategy.
Okay.
You need to do that, because I'm going to tell you something. You're probably paying too much. And a lot of ways you can mitigate that and reduce that is to get some sort of side hustle or side home-based business, or go into business some way.
Somehow.
Even if you own a piece of real estate.
Yeah.
Or 2 pieces of property, you are in business now. You can create an LLC. You can even a sole proprietor, and you can get more business deduction and keep more of what you earn, because it's not always how much you make. it's how much you keep.
Absolutely.
You know?
Absolutely. Absolutely.
So this whole tax code, Lynda, there are so many strategies in there, so much that tells you how to reduce your tax. Like if you have a kid, how you can put the kid on payroll, and you can, if you want to buy a computer, how you can write that off. Most people, when they want to buy a computer or do things, they just take their after-tax money, then they go buy the computer, then they got to pay tax on that, and then they don't get any tax deduction for that. The wealthy people don't do that. I'm telling you. The 5%. Now I'm not talking about the 95% of the people who live in paycheck to paycheck and struggling and saying it's hard out here. I'm talking about the 5% who are rich and wealthy. They don't do that.
Well, they have people that pay, like you said, to make sure that they pay little to no taxes.
That's right.
One of my favorite quotes is Warren Buffett saying his secretary pays more in taxes
Yes.
than he does. And that's when it really hit me. I'm like, this man is a multi-billionaire.
Yes.
And his secretary pays more in taxes.
Yes.
So to your point, it's you gotta ask about how do I reduce my taxes. I know I did, and I know you went on the hunt.
Oh man.
After they did, and Robert was like, no, I got to do something. You went on the hunt.
Man, I was like a big black fat cat in search for a fat rat. You know, Mystica, baby. I was a black cat in search for a fat rat, and I was on a hunt.
You really were.
And I found what you have to do. It's a whole different world. There's a lot of people. Now, I'm not talking about the gray areas. I'm not talking about this whole thing where you attach a tax dodger. Don't play with the IRS.
Don't do it.
Don't play with the U.S. government. Don't play. Don't violate the rules and talking about you ain't supposed to pay taxes. It's against the Constitution and all that. Let me tell you something. The judges ain't going for that. The prison ward's not going for that. And the police not going for that. So you can say all that what you want to. I'm telling you to do it the right way. And in the tax code, there's strategies to help you to save more of what you earn.
Legally,
not this gray area.
Right.
I'm too black
not
to be
walking
talking.
the line and not trying to always, and maybe I'll get away with it.
No.
We're talking legally.
No, and let me tell you something. If you black as me, listen, you cannot walk that thin line talking about he did it or she did it, and you're trying to do that little loophole strategy. No, they're not going to give it to you. No, they're not. And I want you to understand that. At least if you know where you coming, how the world works and where they're coming from, just do it the right way. You know you always got to be 10 times better. You always, okay? You got to do it the right way. And there are black and white ways, codes, laws written where you don't have to say they didn't give it to me, they gave it to him. No, it's right there. It's the law that you can help mitigate your taxes. Now, Lynda, if let's say if somebody said, well, listen, I don't know what to do. I'm old. I'm paying more taxes, especially you guys who, elected to take a pension, and now you're empty nesters, and you paid off your home. So now you have no tax deduction. You have nothing to mitigate to shield you from them getting at your money.
Right.
A lot of people deferred their taxes by having those 401k plans, those IRA plans. We don't have that crap. Because think about it. When have you ever benefited from deferring a tax?
Sort of kicking it down the road.
Yes.
How can you benefit when most likely taxes will be higher?
Right.
When you're ready to receive your money.
Yeah, and they tell us that. And some of you all have heard that, and you've been programmed like a robot, and then you regurgitate that to your friends, and now you're programmed. You're thinking that. But think about it. I want you to think about it another way.
Okay.
Imagine, let's say when postal stamp was 10 cents for a postal stamp. Do you remember that?
No.
Okay, so 25 cents.
I do. Okay,
Right.
now you got it.
Okay. All right. She don't want to date herself, but she remember. So imagine we're back in the times, and a stamp to put on a letter was 25 cents.
Okay.
And imagine when you went to the post office and it was time for you to pay for the stamp for 25 cents, the guy behind the counter says, hey, Lynda, you don't have to pay the 25 cents right now. We'll just keep a log on every time you come in here and you want to send off a letter
Okay.
or item.
Okay.
We're just going to not charge you the tax now. We're going to charge it to you later.
And I go, great, I can keep my money now.
That's right. And it feels good,
and
doesn't
it?
it?
feels good.
And you say, well, and right then, the current price of a postal stamp was 25 cents a stamp.
So I'm gonna keep my money, and I'll deal with this later. And yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Now, years later,
Okay.
20 years later,
Right.
30 years later,
Mm-hmm.
do you all know that the price of a U.S. postal stamp is 55 cents? Now, Lynda, it's time. You're getting ready to retire.
Yes.
It's time for you to pay for all those postal stamps that you deferred paying when taxes was lower, i.e. when the stamp only cost 25 cents. Now, we kept a roster, the postal office, of all that stuff you mailed. And now you owe us more money.
So I go back, and I'm expecting it to be 25 cents.
Yeah, you figure like you spent, let's say, $3,000 worth of stamps over that time period at 25 cents. So you want to give Uncle Sam, you want to give the post office the amount of money for 25 cents, what you didn't pay, right?
Well, most people, Robert, the thinking is, and of course I know better, but the thinking is, I can keep my money in my hand. When I retire, I'm going to have more money. Still thinking it's going to be this huge lump sum, and I'm building up my chest. Like you said, you better store your nuts and save your...
But it's not all your money because remember, you owe 25 cents.
That's the mistake that people make.
So now you got
That's the mistake.
Now the tax isn't 25 cents. Now the stamp costs 55 cents per item.
Because
And you did a lot.
You did a lot.
So the longer you wait and the longer you defer, the higher. So when you defer, you ain't getting away. All of a sudden you say, hey, I got $1 million in my 401k, my retirement. That ain't all your money. Remember you didn't pay them
That's the
taxes?
mistake, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think they like to, most people
It's an illusion.
love to see that number.
But
and
it's an
it keeps
illusion.
going up. In year 10, year 15, year 20, 25, you had 800,000 in your 401k, but you haven't paid the taxes on it.
Why would the government come up with a plan that's going to hurt them? Who would do that? Now, if you are the plan maker, would you come up with a plan that's going to choke you and hurt you down the road?
Not at all.
No. You think that's for you? That's for right now. It's over $22 trillion that has not. In other words, it's 22 trillion stamps that haven't been paid for. They were 25 cents, but now they're 55 cents. You follow me? So they're taking more of your money.
Gotcha.
So there's over $22 trillion.
Not billion,
Not billions, with a T.
with a T.
Trillions. Y'all know what $1 trillion is? $1 trillion is like, let me give you an example of $1 trillion. 1 trillion. If I count $1, $2, $3, $4, $5, $6, $7, $8, and I'm right here counting,
Right.
and I'm trying to reach $1 trillion,
Right.
the number trillion, just by saying 1 trillion, 2 trillion, 3, it'll take me 35,000 years. I mean, think we gonna still be alive? We'll be skeletons up here counting, right?
I know. Yeah.
That's for 1 trillion. If you just say $1, $2, $3, that's for 1 trillion.
years.
That's how long it take to count to $1 trillion.
All right. So trillion is a lot of
Now,
money.
right now, there's over 22 trillion of y'all dollars that the government keep an eye on, that they know how much is theirs.
Gotcha.
In other words, how much you deferred, how much ain't all yours, how much is theirs. So as the U.S. debt rises to over $26 trillion, that's how much the government owes. And matter of fact, it's going to be more than that because of this stimulus, and everybody wants stimulus because of this pandemic. It's going to be even more. So I want you to start understanding about how to keep more of what you earn, and there's strategies. And one of the strategies, like I said, especially since a lot of you all have been told the American dream is to go to school, go to college, get a 9-to-5 job with benefits, get a 401k on IRA, get married, have 2.1 kids,
Yeah. Yeah.
then retire, work on a job and retire and live off that. That's a Trojan horse. I'm not saying there's nothing wrong with that. If
Right.
the shoe fits and if it works for you, but you're going to be paying a lot of taxes. Rich and wealthy people pay the least taxes, even though in this election year, you hear that Biden in this election year is saying that he's going to raise taxes. But the good thing about it, he said he's going to raise taxes for people that make more than $400,000 a year. So 95% of y'all don't make $400,000 a year. So stop crying about that. Stop talking about he gonna raise tax. He's not talking about you. You ain't making $400,000. We already know the data. Just Google the average salary. The average income for Americans is about $40,000. 40,000.
That's not a voting issue.
That's not. It's not a voting issue. So let me tell you, he gonna raise taxes. Who you? And let me, So, Lynda, when you think about it, that's why the so-called smart people play on the masses' intelligence.
They do.
Yeah. They frighten you.
Yeah.
They scare you.
Yeah.
They get you to vote against
your own interest.
Your own interest.
And when you sit back and think about it, a lot of that, like you said, the raising of the taxes for the top, people that make almost $500,000, it doesn't apply to you.
No, and then the people that make over $400,000, let me tell you something. We all are doing tax strategies. We're not
you?
Yeah. Oh God, yes. Let me see. What, man? I make $1 million and I pay them. Yeah. Oof. Yeah. I'm just saying that's the way. That's the way. That's not the. I'm not breaking the law.
I hear you talking now. I want to ask you some questions. I'm a client.
Okay.
And I have children 14, 13, and 16, and they're always in my pocket.
Okay.
And I'm always giving, and kids are expensive. It's not grand night now between prom and the car and all of this.
Okay.
And I'm giving them money. What can I do?
Are you an entrepreneur? You have your own business? You're doing something?
I just started. I bake cakes. The cakes are really good.
You making money?
I'm making money.
Okay.
Because around holidays, birthdays, everybody loves my bundt cakes.
Okay. Employ all three of them boogers. Employ all three of them kids, some loving kids.
The 13,
That's
the
right.
16.
And stop giving money out of your pocket. Give it to them. Take a tax deduction so you can write it off, and then they still receive the money. But take it through your business.
I'm giving them money anyway.
Yeah, but you're giving them money.
And they're breaking me.
And you're not getting a tax deduction for it. So have them work in your business, some form, some fashion.
Even at 13.
Listen, the tax code says at 7 years old.
What?
That's right. Now, it's not my rule. Don't be blaming this black dude.
Little Junior.
That's right.
At 8 years old.
It ain't my rule.
Because I'm giving him money, sneakers, his little feet keep growing.
That's right.
And I can take it through the business.
That's right. That's right. And that's legal. Employ them. You can employ your children.
So how about a grandfather that's always buying his little darling granddaughter?
That's right.
Through the business.
Yeah.
Y'all don't know.
That's how the rich do it. That's in the tax code, but you don't understand that because that's not common knowledge for you all because you don't know it. And most of y'all lean on the understanding of your cousins and your friends and your coworkers who are not rich. You got to seek. You got to find out. You want to find out what they're doing. You know they're doing something. The other people, not you. Because your whole community, people that you're around, they're not into this. They're in a rat race like you. When you start making money and you start paying a lot in taxes, you go, listen, hold on, I know they're doing something. They just ain't tell me.
You got to get to that. You got to get invited to that cocktail party.
Well, hey,
they're all talking about.
But you got to have that. You got to have that eureka moment. I got ordered and they was taking my money. I'm like, oh, no, I know this not the way it's supposed to be. Right. Walmart and Microsoft bragging about how much money they make.
Oh my goodness.
And they paying less taxes
legally. I got to keep saying.
I got to find out. Matter of fact, you are playing checkers. I'm telling you, in America, it's a chess game. Thinkers rule the world. It's always solution. It's always a solution to your problem. And stop thinking that you got to figure it out. Why do you think you got all these different minds and these brilliant people? Think about it. The more I learned, the more I figured I didn't know. I'm learning stuff all the time. Like, oh my God, I should have learned this 30 years ago.
Yeah.
But don't fret because it wasn't your time. Because most of y'all, I can talk to you and tell you, and you still don't get it because it's not your time.
I know.
I was talking to a young lady yesterday, and I was trying to tell her a strategy. She just said, I don't like it. I don't want to do it. She says, okay, I just want to invest my money. She didn't want to hear it.
Because she's the one that she don't fool with what she fears.
That's
she
right.
She don't understand it.
That's right.
She don't want to understand it. She don't want to open her mind. She's here with you as an expert.
Right.
But she didn't want to
She didn't want to do that strategy. No, she just said, I don't want. Close. Some people, you tell them the world is round. They say, no, it's flat and that's it.
So you gotta leave them alone. You ain't got no time for that.
No, I don't. Come on, you're not gonna pressure somebody not there, a grown person, because we have choice. I'm not gonna run behind you and tell you no. You got to do this. It's your life. When it start hurting you and you start feeling that pinch, you're gonna say, "Now I know there's a better way."
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I have another question.
Okay.
My bundt cake business
Okay.
really booming.
Right.
'Cause I learned how to cook it when I was quarantined, and everybody ordering it now. I need a new oven.
Oh man, that's right. That's a tax deduction. Buy the oven through your business. That's a tax deduction. So
Right down to the iPad.
that's right. Right down to the iPad. Right down to the furniture. Right down, and everybody should have a little room in the corner where they have their computer at, and say they do business. You can. Oh man, it's so, I don't want to give all these secrets away for free. You know.
Give us
I
a
know.
call, Henderson Financial Group, 305-825-1444.
I know Larissa in Atlanta who's been doing this thing before me, boy. It's a sister in Atlanta. Oh my God, abundant tax returns. Woo!
Y'all get to talking this like,
Oh
hey,
man, she's like a Navy SEAL. You know what I mean? I mean, it's like like you're Batman, and all of a sudden you need to go to the Bat house to get some sort of supersonic weapon to use.
Yeah.
Call Larissa. Larissa,
She's
abundant
good.
abundant tax returns in Atlanta. Oh my God, tell her Robert sent you, Henderson. Now whatever you need and whatever problem you have, she gonna talk to you like she's your auntie. You might as well call her Auntie Larissa. say this is what happened. I got this. I'm getting ready to do this. What should I do? You call her.
Absolutely.
Humphrey, I'm telling you, I'm giving her a plug. I got to make her pay for this. But she is just that good, and this is all she do for the last 30 years. So when I got onto this, matter of fact, I found her in a book, How the Rich and Famous Don't Pay Less Taxes Than the Average Person. And I found that book, and I found this system like, holy cow. And is this real? But it's so many strategies. But let's get back to the home-based business, because a lot of you all saying, I'm tired.
Yeah, when I get
feel like-"
home, I just want to, watch TV,
Yes.
go to bed.
It may sound, harder than it really is.
I agree.
But let me give you a strategy. I want you all to Google, okay? Because you stop wrecking your mind because you don't know something. You figure it's just not out there. No, use Google. You can actually Google, what is the best home-based business? What is the best? They're going to give you a whole list of ideas, from answering phones on the side. You can do it on a weekend, whatever you need to do.
What about a real estate agent?
A real estate agent, the same. What a real estate agent, they're 1099. They have their business already.
Absolutely.
But most real estate agents still pay too much in taxes because they don't know all the things that they can deduct. They just don't know it.
Right.
And then the peers who are around them not telling them because they don't know it either. So you always got to seek. Let me tell you something. Anything that any problem you have, I promise you, just like the good book says, there is a solution for it. I mean, it really, really is. So a lot of the wealthy people pay less tax, and that's why Biden was saying, "Hey, y'all need to pay more." And I understand. I mean, really, because when you look at the percentages on wealthy people, how much tax they pay versus the hard-working person.
So many loopholes. They
But
have
don't
people
call
that
them
they
loophole.
can pay.
I don't like that word
Why
loophole.
you don't like the word?
Because it's not a loophole. It's in
Strategy.
the book. That's right. It's in that black and white 73,000 page manual that tells you what to do.
They will find an expert like you to pay that person or
Yeah.
Larissa
That's right.
to come up with these strategies.
Yeah.
And I'm not talking about paying less taxes where you can't qualify to buy a car. We're talking about tax strategy
Right.
to show that you made money, but you just don't give all of it to Uncle Sam.
And how you can get money back. How you can get money back on your tax returns. It's a great
I don't
strategy.
understand why you don't like the word loophole.
Because loophole
It's not a
means
negative word.
No, but it's not. Loopholes are being closed. There's strategies in the U.S. tax code that's law that they don't consider loophole. It's just that you didn't know about it.
Gotcha.
So that's not a loophole. There's certain things. I mean, when you can employ your child, that's not a loophole.
I know they didn't know that.
When your child going to college and then still you paying all that money after
Absolutely.
taxes and paying all that money for books and that sort of thing, not getting a tax deduction, that's not a loophole. That's in the tax code.
I got friends they cash app their children every day.
And
It's
don't get no write-off for it.
Nothing.
They don't know. And millions, the IRS already say, I think $10 trillion every year. People miss out on tax strategy. $10 trillion a year. So I mean, people just don't know, and they're not asking. And a lot of times you figure like, hey, this is what I make, and this is what I pay, and people just don't know. And if you're not hurting, most people feel like if they're not sick, they don't need to get better.
Right.
You should always try to get
Wow.
better. You should
I'm
always.
not sick. Why do I need to get better?
That's right. There's a lot of people feel like that.
Yeah.
But you should always be trying to do Good, better, best. Never let them rest
Oh.
until your good become your better, and your better become your
now
best.
you got to snap with me.
Yes.
Again, we're the Henderson Financial Group. Our office number 305-825-1444. We do a consultation on Zoom.
Yes, yes.
Give us a call. Let's talk
Let me
about
see-
it.
let me see-
Everything
Let me see who's
doesn't
on
fit
Facebook
everybody.
here. Miss Redhead's on Facebook. Henderson is on. Dorothy Henderson. June, hey, this is our crew. Destiny. Nicole Gates. Okay, hello, Witherspoon. I see you there.
A.B. Brown says something. We may not like the answer, but there's always definitely a solution.
Always.
Sometimes the answer is not what we want to hear.
That's right. You 400 pounds. The
Hey,
answer might
Parnell.
be, hey, you got to push away from that chocolate cake. Don't eat the whole cake. You don't want to hear that?
I don't want to hear that.
That's the answer.
Yeah.
You got to flush the system out. Hey,
And when I think about it, Robert, a lot of even criminals get taken down because of taxes, tax evasion.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying?
That's right.
They can skirt the law, they can do all the bad stuff, but when they really get hit, it's a tax law that got them put behind
They
bars.
pile on.
But hey, Jill
Hey,
Jill Rubin, great
and
person.
Tracy,
Love
you got to
her.
see Tracy.
Pamela
We see
Sylvain.
Tanya.
Hey, Jerry
Steen.
Lazier.
Who else is out
She's
there?
talk about a CPA extraordinaire. Jerry is amazing.
Okay. Have Jill, Pamela Sylvain.
Larissa gave us the number there.
Larissa. Larissa, listen. Okay, I talked you up. Okay, Larissa, you gave everybody a number. Can everybody see that on Facebook? Because I'm a newbie on Facebook. But if you didn't see that, it's 770-343-4270. Let me repeat that. 770-343-4270. Larissa at a bond tax return. I'm telling you something. She's like Alfred for Batman. You know what I mean? She's like, who is that? Who's that Downey Jr.? What does he play?
Iron Man?
Iron Man or
I
something.
got you.
You know, when he go back to the home and this person here got all these gadgets for you. I'm promising, I'm telling you, that's Larissa. That's Larissa. I mean, you just got to tell her your problem and say, okay, well, this is what you can do. But she gonna ask you a series of questions. So if you don't want to answer, then she can't help you because she ain't got no time for that.
And I think a lot of people don't want to pay for the information.
Listen.
It's easier to go to TurboTax, do this, do that. But if that accountant is saving you, as you said, you audited, and they're saving you $25,000, $30,000. I know TurboTax is $25, $30, but you got to pay for this advice, right? You
Yeah.
got to pay for this. Either you're going to give it to the tax man, or you're going to pay your accountant. But you pay for good accounting. You had one, you said, for 10 years or so, you ended up owing taxes. Then you got with an expert. You got to pay for this information.
Yes.
They got to eat too.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
I'm a certified tax coach. That's because I wanted to find out and know all about how does it work, the tax code.
Yeah.
But I'm not foolish enough to do my own taxes. That's like you being a doctor, and you get pregnant. You want to deliver your own baby.
Oh, yeah.
You need to have an expert, or you being a lawyer. There's a lot of people that call themselves. They don't need to pay for a lawyer. They're going to
They
represent themselves.
Oh, yeah.
And all of a sudden, both of them go to jail.
I just know this.
You and your lawyer.
Yeah. I want to represent myself because I read a couple books.
That's right. And you go up before the judge talking about, I want to represent myself. You may be smart as all outdoors, but you are disrespecting the judge and the system because the judge was first a lawyer. How dare you with your smart self done read all law books, and now you want to come in this court and represent yourself and not be a lawyer? What if you win? If you win, that gonna set precedents for other people to not use lawyers. And I'm a judge. You think I'm gonna disrespect this system of law and order in court by you coming in there talking about you gonna defend yourself? As a matter of fact, I'm gonna throw your lawyer, since you want to be your lawyer and you're gonna be the defendant. The judge said I'm gonna throw your lawyer and you in jail. Both of y'all going to jail. Because I don't care how right you in, you are disrespecting the whole protocol and the system. How dare you? I was a lawyer. You're going to tell me that all that schooling that I went for and I'm a judge? No. So you try to represent yourself. So I'm saying that when you're trying to represent yourself in taxes, it's the same thing. Come on, you need somebody who just do this for a living and know stuff that you don't know. Stick to what you're doing. Become an expert in what you're doing. Get a goal. Let somebody else do that. Don't try to paint your house and be an expert in that. Don't try to do your hair and be an expert in that. Wash your car. Everybody, you should specialize. They don't get me going off on people who want to do it themselves. I do it myself.
Right.
And we can tell you do it yourself because it's messed up.
I think a lot of people too, Robert, when you talk about home-based business and gigging and getting a side hustle, we don't want to be bothered with the paperwork.
Okay.
Tax time, we have, both of us, between us, probably 5 or 6 businesses. But boy, I do not like that time of year where you got to sit down, get all the paperwork, get all the expenses.
That's a trade-off.
Let's talk about the automation, the Mile IQ. There's
Yes.
apps for everything now.
Nowadays, technology can help assist you like your butler, man. I mean, for everything that you need.
Don't let that stop you.
Yeah, you ain't got to write down your mileage and stuff. There are apps that every time, like a GPS, when you go from here to home, you can do tax deduction from that. You can just take that off, print that off, and give it to the accountant.
Absolutely.
I mean, really, really. So don't let home-based business scare you. I just told you, if you don't have an idea, all you got to do is Google what's the best ideas. You can even say home-based business that make $50,000 a year. Home-based business. Tell me, Google, what are the home-based businesses that you don't need a degree for? What are the home-based business that you don't have to leave your house? You can ask questions to Google. It'll tell you, just like Siri, I guess,
Yeah.
And you say, okay, what a home-based business where I could sell something, and it gives you idea. And all of a sudden you would have this epiphany, this eureka moment, and you'll say, oh my God, I can do that.
Yeah.
I like to do it anyway. I can turn that into a hobby and turn that into a business.
And a lot of things people are doing out of passion, you can turn that passion into profit.
Exactly.
You're doing it anyway. I was baking cakes anyway.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
Exactly.
You were doing hair anyway.
Exactly.
People come over, can you put my lashes on? That's a big one that a lot of people have started. And so even my sisters out there doing the personal care and facials and all that stuff. Get it together. Do it right. Save your money. Run a lot of things through your business.
That's right.
You know what I mean?
And just because you're doing the lashes and now you're doing the nails and you're making money, or you're being an influencer, you're making money, you still got to get with a good accountant. Just because you're making money, that's gross. Remember, don't make the mistake that I made. I know you figure like,
It's
hey,
very big of you to just tell it and just let people know.
No, because I want to share.
Yeah.
I mean, people say, Robert, you're so smart, but if I take off my shirt, you're going to see all these whips and all these mistakes and all these lashes. That's why I'm telling you. I don't want you, I don't want you to make the mistakes that I've made. I mean, I'm 62 years old right now. I can tell you I've improved. I learned a lot. And that's why I'm telling you. Really, don't go to someone who's never did it before, A lot of y'all take advice from people who never done it.
And not demonstrated.
And have not demonstrated. But I can tell you, I'm telling you what you need to do.
Confessing.
Yes.
My biggest tax mistake. Good old Clinton years, money flying around. I was a flipping fool, buying houses, flipping. Remember that? Buying houses, flipping. I had it sold before I fixed it up.
Oh, yeah.
Sold it, bought it in 1 month, sold it in the 3rd month.
Yeah,
Fixed it up, next.
Yep.
Boy, by the time I got to the end of the year and looked at, why do I owe so much?
Yep.
It's called short-term capital gains.
You know what?
I didn't know.
Now, and oftentimes, let me tell you what the IRS will do.
Man.
You file your taxes, and you figure like they didn't see that.
Right.
They'll wait 3 to 4 years, like the feds. Stay out of feds, and they'll come back and say, "Hey, 3 years ago, we got information that you flipped this house, that you made X amount," because the title company has to report how much they paid you.
That's right.
But they'll lay in cut.
And you thinking 3 years is the thing.
Oh yeah. The reason why they laid low because they're getting that interest, and they're getting that penalty. Oh, they hit you. If you listen and you think you owe $100,000, they said, no, we don't just want $100,000. That's what you want to give us $100,000. You think just because 3 years ago you didn't pay the $100,000, you thought we weren't gonna find out? Oh no.
Well, okay, here's your $100,000.
No.
Man, I didn't know, and I remember coming to you and you go, Lynda, had you kept it a year and a day.
That's right.
the tax difference of short-term capital gain and
And
long-term
long-term
capital gain,
It's totally different.
night and day. Boy, I could have cried.
The IRS set you up.
They set me up.
And then they'll come 3 years later, and you're like, what has come from? It's 3 years. That's 3 years in the past. And they have everything. They have how many closings you did, how many houses that you flipped. You're like, who enemy of the state? Big Brother's out there. See, the government don't make anything. They get the money from you, me, us. It's their job to keep tabs on that stuff. You think, how they know? Oh, yeah, they do know. They find out. And you Section 8 and you got that property and you got a Section 8 and you getting all them tenants. Where do you think Section 8 money come from? The government. They got links in there. So it's 3 years later, and they could have told you the first year and sent you a notice, but no. They're going to lay and cut for 3 years because in 3 years, they charging you interest on top of interest. They charging you per day.
Penalty and
Oh,
all that.
man. You think this was the Gestapo. You think you in Germany somewhere.
I mean, I was
Is this
flying
America?
high.
You go, I owe 100,000. No, honey, we don't want your 100,000.
man.
We want 250,000. And you go, oh, wait a minute, I didn't pay 100. Yeah. Let me tell you something. Dealing with IRS is you better off dealing with Guido the mob.
At least he have a heart.
Yeah.
IRS don't give a. They don't care.
Oh, they gonna threaten you, garnish you, mess you up. You can't buy nothing. Oh my God.
And send you these nasty grams. So just looking at the mail, your heart sinks. It
Oh,
can
man.
ruin your whole day.
Hey, so
That's
listen.
what I heard.
All right. So I'm telling you guys.
Yeah.
You got to get up on it. It's
You
worth
got
you
to.
understanding
You got to.
how
You work too hard for your money.
you got to know how the world works, how it works. You have to know that. And let me tell you something. The IRS know that the average person, 95% of people don't know how the system works. They know it. I
That's
mean, really,
bad.
they know that we're paying checkers, and the system is a chess system.
Because I think a lot of people, like you said, the young lady, I don't want to fool with it.
Right.
I ain't never heard of it. I don't want no problems with
That's
the
right.
government. I don't want to get it. I just don't. You're going to have to take some effort. You really are. Trust but verify.
You got to learn something.
You got to learn something.
And learning something is always new, which could be uncomfortable.
And I guess the trade-off is just go ahead and keep owing the government while the rest of us take advantage of all the tax strategies. Again, you got to gather the paperwork. You got to really seek. You got to go and sit down. You got to download the app. You got to do something, but it's worth it. And it's easier now than it was back then. So when I was a flipping food and they came back, like you said, 3 or 4 years later, guess what? The money wasn't flowing then.
Yes.
And so now, what do you mean? I can come up with, I'm sorry, here you go. No, we want 2 times as much. And it's just, I will never, ever go through that again. So,
Yes.
yeah.
Yes. So you have to, you really have to learn.
You do.
So the whole strategy and what we're saying is you got to be proactive.
Okay.
I don't want you to shy away and think that getting a home-based business or any side hustle business, that it's going to be real tough and difficult.
Okay.
Because you can make it as easy as you want.
Okay.
And you really should get good coaching and good strategy. You can't just go to Ms. Rudolph and do taxes. Ms. Rudolph don't know. These laws and rules change daily. They come out all the time. And if you're not up on it because you're doing your hustle, you're taking care of your daily lives, that's not your department, and rightfully so. So you should definitely get with the experts. A lot of people want to make fast money, but let me explain something to you guys so you'll know. And you got to listen to me really good. The American system, the capitalist system that we are in, is not built on quick and fast. The quick and the fast is not built on that. It's built on long wealth, slow building.
Okay.
Making money quick, this system will kill you because they will take your money. Because you think that you made the money quick and you're really happy, but Uncle Sam will be waiting for you because you got to pay more. When you start to have to pay 30%, 40% of that quick money that you made, you're going to feel bad about, hey, Uncle Sam, this is my money. You was nowhere around. I flipped this house. I did that. Why should I pay you 40%? And I didn't even know who are you? And then you got to pay that. And then if you don't pay it, because psychologically you feel like, hey, you hustled. You came up with this invention, this idea. You stayed up all night doing hair, or you stayed up all night doing fingers or whatever you need to do, or tattoos. And you feel like, okay, then, this your money. Let me tell you something. They get you. It's no way around it. Why? Because think about you making this money. It's all even a cash business.
Oh, yeah.
And now you want to qualify and buy something. Now the system is you can't bring all that greenback cash in there. As soon as you bring greenback cash in there, they're going to report you. We have to do AML every year, anti-money laundering. And if you come with greenbacks, even if you go to the bank and you come in there, they're going to look at you like you crazy. They're going to write you up. Next thing you know, you're going to be investigated without you even knowing it, because they're going to say there's money somewhere and this guy's trying to get around the system. Now, if you're doing hair or doing some business and getting cash, now you're getting ready, you want to buy a building because all of a sudden you want to buy something. You have to qualify. Where's the cash?
You can't even pay cash for the building.
No, you can't even pay cash for the building. No.
It's got to be tracked.
We're going into a cashless society.
Yeah.
You follow me? So you got to learn. Stop playing checkers, man. You got to play chess. And plus, if you're making all this money and you're not paying into the system the correct way, you're not going to be putting no money away for Social Security when for you to rest and chill out. I'm going to tell you something. It's a no-win situation. So you got to learn the chess game, how to make as much money as you possibly can, and how to mitigate these taxes the right way. Stop putting that stuff under the bed or trying to put it in your cousin's name and sister's name. That is so horse and buggy antiquated. Okay, we're living right now where there's a lot of information out there, and there are people that know exactly your problem. They know what your problem is, and they have a solution. And if you say, like you said, some people don't want to pay. If you don't pay, okay then. There's always a trade-off. You always got to pay for good knowledge and good information. Don't you agree?
Of course. So that's saying more money, more problems. You got people out there, especially my sisters, they out there doing it. We getting 500 degrees. Black women are opening more businesses than ever, 10 million in 2019, and you're making the money now, and then you wonder, why am I not getting ahead? Why at the end of the month I have more month left than money? Where is the money? I know I'm making it. I have friends at 6-7 figures, and where is it?
Yes.
And a lot of it is because of taxes.
Because of taxes.
A lot of it is taxes. More money, more problems. That's real.
But see, the government gives you all kind of, a lot of people, you didn't know this, that why you think a lot of wealthy people buy real estate? They don't really want to manage real estate. You hire a manager, and that's a tax deduction. But they'll buy real estate because you get depreciation. Depreciation on a piece of property that a tenant is paying off for you. Can you believe that?
Oh, yes.
You get a mortgage, and the renter paying the mortgage off for you, but you get the tax credits. That's the American way. You know, if you all really knew the disparity, if you really knew how slave master and slave the U.S. tax code is, you all would be out there picketing. You wouldn't be out there talking about you black and white and all that. Listen, that's for peons. The system want us to fight over each other, the color of our skin.
Yeah.
But it's all about the money. I'm telling you, I want to say that again. It's all about the money, okay? And you black, you white, you Spanish, you Jew. Let me tell you something. You know who that's about when they start saying color and Jew and Cuban, all this kind of stuff, and what nationality you is and discrimination. You know where discrimination comes from? Let me tell you where it comes from. The poor people. It comes from lower class people. Lower thinking people. I want you to think about this.
Oh, Robert, careful now.
No, I'm gonna say it.
Oh my goodness.
All that comes from lower class. Let me tell you something. It comes from poor people. People. When you see that people out there shooting another person,
okay,
you think a rich person out there in the street gonna shoot somebody?
They got too much to live for.
They got too much. They ain't shooting nobody. They ain't taking no
much
gun and go out there and robbing nobody.
I'm on the ocean.
Those are people who can't think. They've run out of answers, and they're trying to take.
So they're using
Thinkers rule the world.
guns
That's right.
yeah.
Thinkers rule the world. So when you can't think no more, then you have to do what? Fight. Force. You got to hit them. Yeah.
I see what you mean. So that's why you say the less privileged are the ones out there.
That's right.
You know,
Listen. You don't.
Sometimes it's for a good cause.
Listen, you don't have rich people out there in the street calling you all kind of. You don't.
I'm not gonna.
You don't. Well, listen. You don't.
Okay,
rich people ain't out there fighting you. They may say it behind closed doors. Wealthy people may say it behind closed doors.
We're not saying that.
But they always
shouldn't be out there.
No. What I'm trying to say, right now, what's happening in the United States in terms of this protest is a wonderful thing.
Okay.
I'm not saying that. I'm saying just in general in life.
Okay.
I'm saying the system is set up to make all of us fight each other while they take the money out the back door.
I got you.
And the money is green.
I got you.
That's the most important thing is green.
I got
okay?
you.
I'm telling you. The most important thing is green, especially living in a capitalist society like America, and matter of fact, the world. You know. So, but if you get bogged down into all this other frivolous stuff and get into the fray, you're gonna miss the magic.
Getting into the weeds and getting instead of thinking and trying to find out how you can keep your money instead of reading.
Yes.
You out there with all the others.
Yeah, you want to fight
In the weeds, you
right?
want to fight.
But you should be wanting to think.
I got you.
Come up, you know. And right now, every time we have times when there are hard times, recession, always brilliant ideas come together. A lot of inventions, a lot of discoveries come during recessions, okay, and hard times. It really does, because people say, okay, I got to think another way. I got to get myself another plan.
Gotcha.
Right now, you having more IPOs that's coming to market on the stock market right now because of this pandemic. They're coming out with new strategies, new ways to do things, you know?
Gotcha.
So you have to become a thinker. Now, so when I was saying that the taxes, it's all about money. And you're trying to make money, but you're really missing out because you're losing it because you're giving it back.
Okay. Yeah.
An athlete
You don't
who
know
makes
where your money goes.
no, you don't. An athlete who's making a lot of money and don't understand taxes, he's paying a lot, and he's giving it right back.
Yeah.
So when you're out there, like I was just saying, wealthy people, they care about taxes and tax strategy. The other people, when you start, a lot of prejudice, that comes from lower thinking people. People that want to fight you or discriminate against you because of lower thinking people. Think about this for a second.
Okay.
Do you think that I give a rat's about an immigrant coming in here getting jobs? Do you think the rich people are protesting saying that immigrants are coming in taking our jobs? No. They can't take Robert Henderson's job. I'm a certified financial planner. I'm a specialist. Think about that. So whose job they taking? Who, the cotton picker? I know you ain't out there picking no cotton. You ain't out there picking no fruit.
Thank you.
So why are you talking? Who do you think are complaining about immigrants coming in taking our jobs? Your job? Oh, you must not be a specialist. Your job? What you doing? Sweeping? What are you doing? Picking? That's what you. So you want to fight immigration because they come and taking your job? Let them come in. I need somebody.
No.
I need somebody to do my yard for $40. I need somebody to cut my yard $40. Do my whole yard $40. Don't mess with them people, because I ain't cutting my yard. I need somebody to paint my house, because I ain't getting out there painting it. So you gonna stop them people? So the only people who are mad are poor people. Poor people out there mad, saying they coming into this country. The scientists ain't saying that. Lynda, are you complaining? No.
No,
I'm telling you.
I need them to rent.
Right. That's right. You need them to rent. Who gonna rent? Who gonna rent your unit?
It sounds not nice saying
No,
that.
but it's the truth.
But it is the
I want you to think about it. Why are you mad because talking about immigration? You know? But let me tell you something. ICE, do you know, I read that for every person that ICE takes back to South America, Cuba, Africa, and they deport them, each person is $35,000 for the plane trip to take them from America and deport them. Not all of them, each person. So you got 6 Guidos, that's 6 times 35,000. There are airline companies, small private companies. Did you see that?
Billions of dollars.
They're making so
Only
much
like
money.
2 that have the contract.
Yes.
And private charter planes.
Yes.
It's all about the
money.
Yeah.
So they're like, we got to get them. We got to. That's how they did
And
slavery.
they're spending so much money.
That's how they did slavery. They catch these black people and sell them. And it was profitable. So right now, that immigration and all that time about sending them back and stopping them, that's because the government is giving a lot of money to catching the immigrant and sending them back. Yeah. Now, am I out there trying to stop a word about it? You think an immigrant can do what I do? I've been doing this 30 years. So am I worried about that? Can they do what you do? Are you a scientist? Are you a biologist? We're not worrying about that.
Now, I must say, when I was working for the city of Miami, again, working.
Yes.
During the time where we had the Mariel and we had an influx, and I actually ended up training someone that took my position. And I don't want to use the word take.
What do you mean took your position? They can't take none unless you give it. Something happened. Everybody at work. I'm glad you said. Let me tell you something. You are where you're supposed to be because of your thinking. It's something you did or didn't do that got you where you are. Nobody can deny that. I want each and every one of y'all.
Having access. It's because I didn't speak Spanish. Really, that's what they needed. the
Okay, hablo
demographic
español.
was changing. Yeah.
Okay.
Had I grown and
Well, you should see the
Spanish
time.
class.
Okay, you need to take your Spanish class. Take 2 years, 3 years, and learn some Spanish. You got to come on, man. When life gives you lemons, you got to make lemonade, or you better get another plan.
Yeah.
You can't sit there. I mean, if you married and your husband every day he coming home smelling like a different perfume, you know what's happening.
Lord.
Come on, he got lipstick all on his collar, and come on, it's right there. Life, come on, you really gotta
Get yourself a new plan.
The word last week was introspection. I want y'all to look that word up in case y'all forgot. Introspection, looking inside of you, analyzing really what's going on. And the word today is having a eureka moment. Okay?
You got it.
Okay, let's say something else. I hope y'all learned something. And hey, listen, Larissa, you owe me something because, you're a bad mama jam up there, but I give you a free advertisement. When we start putting out advertisement on this show as we get into it, right now we're just starting. Then we're going to have people like Larissa on the show. We're going to have people that are talking about attorneys with wills and trusts. We'll have attorneys out there. We're going to have everybody on the show, different professionals that are going to educate you and talk to you about different areas that affect your life financially. Okay, because that's very, very important. You need to get good counseling. Don't try to lean on your own understanding, because you need to think of your mind as a computer. You need to keep getting different programs in it. The problem is if you are down and out financially, if you're living paycheck to paycheck, you need to get some more programs in your mind. You need to get a whole new way of thinking. And you can do that because you was created by the creator of the universe. So you must create. Don't think that whatever you're down and out, there's always a solution to every problem. I'm telling you that. All right. And I'm letting you know that. And deep down inside, you know it. But there's something for you to do. You got to pick up your bed and move it.
You got to act on it.
You got to do it.
It's not going to happen for you.
That's the hard part.
If it doesn't happen, don't let it happen to you.
Yes.
You absolutely have to get up and do your part.
Yes. Let's talk about the stock market before we go.
Okay.
The stock market, let me tell you something, man. It was boom and boom and boom. All of a sudden, the text got slammed. But that's okay. I don't want you to fret. We used to say shaking the trees. When the market goes down 800 points, 1,000 points. Matter of fact, it went down yesterday. And it might be a follow through, coming back next week. And that's because a lot of newbies, when they come in, trying to take advantage and make all this money in the market, the old guards don't like that. So they want to shake the trees. It's like riding a bull. How can you stay on it? You know what I mean?
Gotcha.
How much stick to itiveness do you have? If you're a rookie,
shake 'em out,
that's right.
all the
Especially if you're a
newbies.
rookie, if you don't have a heart for this stuff,
Yeah.
And so they're trying to shake them out. And even though the market will go higher, it's going to come back. It's natural. I mean, Macy's or Dillard's, they always have blockbuster sales. That's very healthy for a business. You follow me?
Yeah.
So when the market corrects itself 10%, 20%, that's pretty healthy for the business. But like we always say, you shouldn't have all your eggs in one basket anyway, especially your retirement funds. So Lynda, why don't you read off some of our guests here that's joined us today?
Oh, man. How you doing, Ronnie? Oh, Ronnie,
Gerbis.
we love Ronnie.
Miss Gerbis?
Anna, how you doing? Very nice to thank you for getting up in the morning. A.B. Brown, how you doing? Get out of my head, Robert, A.B. said. Anna Dolman, how are you? It's Lynda, how are you? Miss Gruber, how you doing? Denise Ward, how are you? Damian Nelson.
Oh, yeah, these good people.
Good
boy.
people?
Yes.
How are you, Damian? Sheila, how you doing? Devaney, hey. Miss Gibson, my girl Jill Rubin, nice to see you. Thank you for getting up in the morning. Tracy Tompkins. Parnell, how's that Porsche, Parnell?
You calling him out. He calling him out. She called y'all, Pete.
Joanne Witherspoon, how are you? Our phone number here is 305-825-1444. 305-825-1444. Give us a call. It's what we do. We like it.
Yeah,
Sit down and talk to you about you and your situation specifically.
Right. Another thing I want to say to you before we go, when we have 2 more minutes or a minute left, is any of you are retired, and you should never keep your retirement funds to a place where you just left. Because you need to probably roll it over and move it. To someone that can actually manage it and educate you on it. Because most people have funds, their old jobs, and it's just there and they don't even know. They get the statements, some of them don't even look at it.
Yeah.
And that's not being proactive. It's your money. Like I said, everything is about the dollar. Believe it or not, now I'm not condoning that. I hate that. When I learned that, I said I was going to combat that. I was going to make as much money as I possibly could. And I was going to hire the right people. And I did not want to have everything about money. You know, everything from love to church, religion, to education, to everything, business, you know, work. It's all about the dollar. You know, our government, it's all about the dollar. So you need to learn about money. Or if you don't want to take the time out, then hire good professionals like us at the Henderson Financial Group. We love what we do. We here every day other than Sunday. Sunday we spend time meditating, reflecting, because you have to reflect on your life and what's happening. Don't get caught out there. Watch what you're thinking. Watch your energy. And don't let what's going on get you down. For this too shall pass. And remember this. This is the word, the thought for the day. Nothing changes until you change it.
I like it.
Nothing changes until you make the change. I love that. Hey, stay tuned for Hyacinth, my daughter, who's been with me for 18 years. She's a registered investment advisor. I'm so proud of her. She's a insurance advisor. Also, she's going through the CFP course. Also, she's going through that. Her and Tavares. Tavares is a stockbroker also in the office here. Man, I'm telling you something. I don't think there's more, Lynda, I don't think there's more black people of color stockbrokers in one office in America. I don't think so.
They take out this office, that's 10%.
Yeah, I don't think that you have, because usually when you have stockbrokers, they may work for Wirehouse, Merrill Lynch, but it's one over here and then one at another branch. They may work for Morgan Stanley, but they're not all together. They never put us all together. But when we created this company, when I started this company over 30 years, I said when I came and I started learning, the people that's around me, I want them to study, get their license, get their credentials, you know? So hey, you know, we got my little nephew, little Charles. He's studying. He's has an insurance advisor. He's studying to get his stockbrokers. He's just got out of college. And my daughter Jasmine, who's 24 years old. So I got two kids that's working inside the business. Jasmine also got an insurance advisor's license. She's getting her security.
Feel really good.
No, it feels really good because when you start learning something, and you get that eureka moment, you know, you're supposed to spread it and teach other people and then teach your people and teach your community. And that's what we like doing. So stay tuned because Hyacinth and Tavares will be up next. And they're going to give you more of what we talked about today. Love you. Peace. Have a great day.